Hey everyone. So, we're here. We're at the new property and I wanted to give you a tour. I don't even know where to begin. Let me sit for a second. So when we got here the other day, when it was officially ours, when we came to get our keys, I was pretty overwhelmed actually. Just standing in the middle of, about an acre and a half, which is so much bigger than what I'm coming from. And I almost started to think we made a mistake because I couldn't. I'm usually pretty good at seeing the vision that I have, and all of a sudden I couldn't see anything, and I was kind of just stuck in the middle of all this blank stuff, blank area. And because when you see it, it's blank. I mean, there's nothing going on really. A lot of trees, a lot of eucalyptus trees. So we left, went and did some things, and then we came back around sunset. And the sunset's right over those mountains right there. And it was really nice. I could start to see where all the things I've been thinking about were gonna kind of just fit in, and they're gonna fall into place. And the biggest thing, I've told people for so long, and I haven't really understood it fully myself, but everyone always said, I get so overwhelmed, I don't know where to start with my garden, and so I just haven't. And I always say, well, just start small, and then, you can grow it as you get more comfortable, you learn more, you feel better about the whole process. And now I've got to take my own advice. I cannot start with an acre and a half and think that it's all going to be completed and perfect like my other house, my old house. So I am going to have to kind of reevaluate and know that this whole thing is a process, and it's going to be a rewarding, a joyous, fun, challenging process. In the end, it'll be how I want it to be. I know that because at our other house, that's how it was. And I also know that I will enjoy this process. I will enjoy taking you guys along for every bit of this journey, however long and crazy it might be. But anyway, as I was walking around, the plans that I had originally had, because we had only had, maybe an hour at the max here. Hour and a half maybe was the longest time we'd ever spent here. And it was midday. And so, you can't really evaluate an entire garden. You kind of know, okay, the sun kind of travels this path. But once I got here and evaluated, I realized that the plans that I had to be like literally flipped 180 degrees. So I'm going to start up at the front gate, and I'm going to bring you through and just give you a tour of the entire place. And I'm going to let you know during that tour kind of what my plans are for each of these spots, even though some of them may be a few years down the road. All right, let's get started. So this is the north side of our house. And this originally was going to be, because of this kind of ravine, this was going to be the Japanese garden. However, where I was going to put the vegetable garden, when I got here the other day, I noticed that a lot of the tall trees that aren't necessarily mine are shading that area for a good part of the day. So I don't have control over those trees. So this will be the vegetable garden, and it gets lots of sun. I am going to be terracing it because this is a fairly decent slant, more than you would want, especially for vegetables. But it will get pretty much full day. I mean, not pretty much, it gets all day sun from now until, 5 o'clock at night. It also makes more sense to have it over here because this is the end of the house that the kitchen is on. And so you want, if you hear noise or see anything crazy, it's because we've already got the painters here working inside the house. But the vegetable garden should be near the kitchen, right? That should be the nearest place that it is. And so that it will be right outside the kitchen. And so that will be handy. So my thoughts as of right now, I would love, so these two trees will be going, the two back behind, and probably this one here. So it's kind of weird. All the trees we have here are eucalyptus trees, which are, there's one kind that we have, this one right here behind me. It's got really pretty leaves. and the other ones aren't so pretty. But in addition, eucalyptus trees are very flammable. We're already in a high-risk area for fire, and so having all of these eucalyptus trees around does not make that any better. So most of them will be going, and I will be planting tons of trees that are going to be a little better choices for here, and actually more prettier trees. Try to get some fall color, even though we don't get a lot here in this area of Southern California. There are trees that, you know, put on a better show in the fall than others, and so I will be trying to plant some of those, especially in the Japanese garden. So the idea here is along the fence, because obviously if you've seen my other garden, everything is, all the neighbors are blocked out, right? I like the feeling of seclusion. So this fence will be covered. There will be trees in the background masking the neighbors, and I would love to have a box border along probably this side and this side, and in the middle of that box border just fill it with lavender and Italian cypress, which, if you don't know what those are those tall evergreen trees over there that you see. Now, because of the slope there, I'm thinking 3 terraces. So one level steps down, another level steps down, and another level. And this area is about 100 feet by about 70 feet. That'll be the main vegetable area. So here's a further back shot of the north side of the house. So a lot of this over here will be vegetables, Mediterranean garden. And then somewhere like right here and over is going to be tropical. And right above that we have this entire expanse of patio. It's absolutely enormous. So in this area, it will still be a continuation of the tropical garden, and it's going to be our pool area. I've wanted a pool my entire life. Noah wants a pool desperately. Emily wants a pool. Emily's parents have a pool, and we spend a lot of time in the summer in that pool, and we love it. That is something that's definitely a priority for us here. I don't know if we'll be starting it maybe in February. That's probably my plan. But it's going to be, I want the line to be blurred between, you know, pool and garden. And so I want to have rock work around the pool, keeping the tropical theme. I want plantable areas in that rock work around the pool. Now I'm going to be showing you a lot of space, and I don't know how much of that space is going to be for each of these things and how much is going to be for future expansion, because I just have no idea how to do gardening on a larger scale than what I was doing on my 8,000 square foot property. The property runs around this patio, and I love the view of the mountains here. It's going to be amazing. It goes completely all the way around the mountains here, and these trees block it. So I don't think I'm gonna cut them completely down, but I am going to lower them to, you know, maybe right here so you can see the mountains above them, and it'll just be more of a hedge. Okay, so let's head around this side of the house. This is actually outside the master bedroom, and this is going to be one of the first places that I start. This little deck here is our master bedroom, and I would love to be able to come out here and have coffee, or, you know, in the morning, look up at the mountains. And this area is very contained. It's got a nice retaining wall. It's a space that for me feels doable, like to start. Like if I could get this space managed, then I would feel pretty confident moving forward. I haven't planted anything here yet, and just looking at everything, like I said, is daunting, but this is an area that is manageable. I can do this. I can step back and look at the finished product and be like, okay, one down, however many more to go, but I can do this. You see a fence running right there, kind of a brownish orangish fence. That's coming down. Not sure why it was ever there. Our property goes another 75 feet beyond that fence. So that's going to give me a lot of room for future expansion. I'm pretty sure that the animals will go over there. The Japanese garden will be somewhere over there, because those trees right there, which are not mine, I don't think, some of them are going to shade some of that area. So vegetables would not work over there. Okay, so this is the front yard, quote unquote. As you can see, we're fully stocked in solar panels. But this is going to be the English garden. This whole area right here up to the driveway and down to the house, all English garden. Okay, so I'm standing right at the house looking back up to where I was just filming from. So all of this, and then beyond the driveway, on the other side of the driveway is a large, in fact this area probably has as much plantable space as my whole entire property that I used to live in. It's all full of succulents right now, which I'm not a huge fan of. I can appreciate them, but for me, this area would be better served, especially since it's right here with the English garden. I would love to have a humongous rose garden, flower garden, surrounding a beautiful gazebo. Not a tropical gazebo, but a nice white, maybe brick and white wood gazebo. And that would kind of be the view out our kitchen window. So this is the fence I was telling you about that's in the wrong place. Our property line actually goes to these trees. And right there is going to be a nemesis of mine. Aren't you? I'm not ready for all the wildlife that you guys have been complaining about for years, and I haven't been able to relate. Well, now I'm going to probably be able to relate to a lot of that. So we've got a lot of work to do in this space. I hope you'll be doing it with me. Well, not physically, although I wish you could do it physically with me. But I'm going to appreciate having you guys as a support, as a cheerleader when I might need it. Because I'm just being honest. You know, this is, it's a big thing to take on. And I'm excited about it. I feel very blessed. I'm grateful. But it is daunting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. It is a pretty blank canvas, like I said, and I am looking forward to filling it. And I can't wait to take you guys with me. I'll see you next time.